Alright, Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Israel, Shalom to the Soshas, Yasha, Allah getting records, all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh. Bahashma, myself, woman like Yahweh Shah, that's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the name of the God, Son Yahweh Shah, this is Brother Yasha Ali. I'm going to get straight into this, alright? So, this is 2 Timothy 1 and 3. This is a quick precept to prove that Paul kept the law, alright? Undisputable, undeniable precepts that shows you. I mean, literally, it's plain in the Bible. All right, so I'm going to go to 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3. All right, it says, I thank God, whom I serve. All right, so what does it mean? First, let's stop right there. All right, because a lot of Christians like to play around and teach that Paul did not keep the law when he clearly did. Okay, he clearly did. The Lord esteemed him a righteous man. All right, so you think a righteous man is not going to be striving to keep all the commandments as he can? You know, it says, I thank God whom I serve. So what does it mean to serve the Most High? It means to do as he says. It means to respect him and to honor him and to reverence him and to worship him. And how do you do these things? By obeying his commandments. But I'm going to keep going, right? I'm going to get precepts, but I'm going to keep going. It says, for my forefathers, with pure conscience, that without ceasing I have remembrance of thee in my prayers night and day. So I'm going to go into the Greek, all right? So this is the Greek for serve, and that word for serve is latreo.
Strong's G 3000, latruo, latruo.
Latruo, right? It says to serve or hire, to serve, minister to, either to the gods or men, and use the like of slaves and freemen. In the New Testament, to render religious service or homage, to worship. What is homage? What does religious homage mean? Let's look up the word homage. It means respect, recognition, admiration, esteem, adulation, acclaim, accumulation, right? Honor, reverence, worship, tribute, acknowledgement. Okay, so you get the point. The definition states special honor to shown or respect shown publicly. Okay, so that's what the homage means. That's what they have there. So basically, how do you pay homage to the Most High? An example is, it says to perform sacred sacrifices. So how is Paul performing sacred sacrifices, for example? He's not a priest, but guess what? He's keeping the law, such commandments, right? That's how you serve the Most High. That's how you follow him, man. That's how you pay reverence unto him, right? The Lord said, every man should fear his father and his mother, right? What does that mean? That means do as they say, right? Leviticus 19 and 3. You shall fear every man his mother and his father. What's that footnote for fear? It means revere, meaning to reverence, meaning to listen to submit to what they're saying. All right, it says every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbaths. I am the Lord your God. So if the Lord commanded us to fear every man his father and his mother, and the Lord said to fear me, let's go to the book of Jeremiah chapter 5, right? So like Jeremiah 5 and verse number 23. Actually 22, right? Jeremiah 5 and 22. Fear ye not me. So the Lord is displeased when you don't fear him. He's literally the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords. He's literally the King of terrors. It's pursuant to the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 14. He literally has all power. So the Lord, he's displeased if you don't fear him. It says, fear ye not me, said the Lord. Will you not tremble at my presence? So the Lord said, are you not going to tremble at my presence? When I speak, are you not going to tremble in your boots? You know, when you read these words, don't they fear you? You know what I'm saying? When you read Isaiah 66, verse 15, doesn't that put fear in you? You know, when you read Revelation 3 and 3 and all these scary precepts, the King of terrors, right? Will you not tremble at my presence, which I placed the sand for the bound of the sea by a perpetual decree that it cannot pass it? And though the waves thereof toss themselves, yet can they not prevail. Though they roar, yet can they not pass over it. And that's just going into the fact that the Most High is almighty and all powerful. He literally controls the sea, right? When you go to the book of Job, the Lord will tell you, because remember, when you go to the beach, any beach, right, in the world, the water goes up to a certain point and then goes back down. It goes up to a certain point and goes back down. It never goes past a certain point. It just never does, right? At a certain point at the beach, it just never reaches that point. Though it roars, though the waves toss themselves, yet can they not pass over. So the Lord can control the ocean, which many men died because of it, because of the vastness of it. The Lord controls the ocean. So how come you don't fear him, man? And that's the argument that the Lord is given in that verse, right? Let's go to the book of Malachi, chapter 2, and verse 2, right? It says, if you will not hear, if you will not lay it to your heart to give glory unto my name, said the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already because you did not lay it to heart. So a lot of men, they don't give glory unto the Most High's name, all right? They don't fear him, all right? And they don't, and that's why they're not doing as he says, because that's how you profane the name of the Lord, by not doing as he says, right? It says, I thank God whom I serve. Okay, so that's one point. We know that serving meaning is to respect and to honor the Most High, and the only way to do that is to what? Keep the commandments, all right, from my forefathers. Now, what does that mean? That means as did my forefathers. When you go to the blue letter, all right, let's go to the blue letter. It says, so this is the how the Greek renders it, all right? It says, I thank God whom I serve with a clear conscience, as did. So as did, primary particle off, right? So meaning as did. So basically, as did what? My forefathers. So how did Paul's forefathers, knowing that he was an Israelite? Let's go to Romans 11, verse 1. All right, he was an Israelite. I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham of the tribe of Benjamin. So Paul is emphatically an Israelite. All right, it's plain. Let's go to Acts chapter 20. Let's get another precept on that. Salakia. Acts chapter, what I want. Right. God 22 and verse 3, it says, I am verily a man which am a Jew. So Paul was a Jew, all right, born in Tarsus, a city in Sicilia, but yet brought up in this city at the feet of Gamaliel, and taught according to the perfect manner of the law of the fathers, and was zealous toward God, as ye all are this day. So we know that Paul is an Israelite, right? So how did his forefathers serve the Most High? Let's see. Let's go through the precepts. Let's see how they serve the Most High. Let's go to Genesis chapter 26, verse 5. It says, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, and my statutes, and my laws. So we know that Abraham, all right, that's how he served the Most High, by obeying the voice of the Lord, by keeping the commandments. Let's see any of other Paul's forefathers. How did David, all right, how did David serve the Most High? He kept his commandments. Right, let's go to the book of 1 Kings, chapter 2, verse 1. Right, I'm going to start to verse 2. I go the way of all the earth. Be strong, therefore, and show thyself a man, and keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments. That's how David kept the charge of the Lord. That's how he served the Most High. Because to keep the charge of the Lord means to do as he says. Right, let's go to the book of Salakia. Right. Let's go to a different translation in that. All right. And observe what the Lord your God requires. Observe the requirements of the Lord your God. See that? That's what that means, because the Lord requires that of us to what? To keep his commandments, right? And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments and his testimonies, as is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So that's how our forefathers served the Most High. And there's many precepts on that, but just showing you that that's how our forefathers served the Most High. When you go to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, that's how they served the Most High. All the same way, by keeping his commandments and doing as he says, keeping the law to the best of their ability and striving for that perfection. All right. So in that same way, when we go back to this in the book of 2 Peter, or like in 2 Timothy chapter 1, verse 3, when Paul says, whom I serve from my forefathers, right, meaning as did my forefathers, with pure conscience. So basically, he's serving the Most High just like how his forefathers did, meaning that he kept the law. Because if his forefathers were keeping the law, that means that he is keeping the law. You can't say I'm doing something like another person if you're not doing it like them, if that makes sense, right? If you're not doing what they're doing. You know, I can't say, man, I don't know, I'm playing a video game just like how my dad did, you know, and you're not playing it like him or something like that. You know, it's a bad analogy, but it's the same concept though. You know, it's the same concept. The concept remains the same, right? Paul was keeping the commandments just like how his forefathers were, right? His righteous forefathers. So with that, all praises to Yahweh. Lord willing, this video is edifying. The spirit power Yahweh, Shalom.